G'day guys, so today we are going to be talking about how to use a belt effectively so that you execute your lifts safely. First of all, let's talk about the purpose of the belt and what type of belt that you're after. I cannot strongly suggest enough that you use a big thick belt like this, and the reason being is because the purpose of the belt is to create stability through our midsection, and here's why. We know that we have a rib cage that sits in and finishes about here. We also know our pelvis sits in and finishes about there. They're both solid structures that we can stabilize from. However, we have this midsection, obviously, where our spine is very vulnerable, and the only stability or structure in that is the lower part of your back here, and it sits about that distance there, which oddly enough, if you compare that to the belt, is practically the same width. So that there is why you want to make sure you're grabbing yourself a nice thick belt. Now, when it comes to the purpose or the use of the belt in the deadlift, when we come down and pick up the bar, obviously we expose ourselves to spinal flexion, which is where our spine will pop out this way. Right, so we use the belt obviously to go around our waist and to create a structure that we can push out against. Now, in order to do that, what we need to do, or in order to create the stability and use the belt to the utmost effectiveness, is when we put the belt around and we stick it on, our job's not done there. So we want it, we actually want the belt when it comes to a deadlift a little bit looser than we would a squat. And the reason being is because when we bend down, obviously we bunch up here, and we need to give ourselves a little bit of room in order to for our organs and all the rest of that stuff to compile and compress. From that position, what we want to do is take a big deep breath in, draw in, and push against the belt as if we're going to burst the belt right off, as if I'm trying to blow these two prongs or this buckle off. And the reason being is because that then creates the tension and the stability that we're after in order to pick up the bar, and it will prevent spinal flexion. Compared to the squat, what we're actually going to do is we're going to go a little tighter and almost as tight as possible. And the reason why we want to do that is because with a squat we actually stand a great deal taller. Obviously we're not bending down, we're trying to keep upright as much as possible, so we can actually suck this in and create a tighter vacuum through our stomach. But the same process applies for the squat. We want to take that big deep breath in, press out against the belt as if we're trying to blow it out. Now, what the belt is mimicking is obviously your corset, which is why they carry on so much about how vital your abs are. You have two sets of abs. You have the rectus abdominis, that is the six-pack, and obviously your external obliques, which is the love handles. But inside that you have what we call your transverse abdominis and your internal obliques. That is your corset. That is what holds your organs and holds your body up nice and tall, which is why people do a lot of planks and holds, and pretty much what yoga is based off is the ability to control your corset. Now, what this belt does is helps you create stability when you have say a weaker corset or you have a strong corset. It actually strengthens you up. So that there, team, is how you use a belt effectively for both the deadlift and the squat. Remember, with the deadlift you want to go probably 1 or 2 prongs looser than you would say a squat. We want that squat belt nice and tight because we want to stay upright and rigid at all times. That there is how you use a squat belt.